What can you do if somebody defames you without saying your name, but hinting at who you are? So have you ever seen this before where there's defamation and it's very clear who they're talking about, but they didn't name the person specifically? Is that defamation? The law says if a reasonable person could read something and know who it's talking about, it's defamation, assuming it fulfills all the other requirements of defamation. It doesn't matter if a person is specifically named. So as long as there is enough information for a reasonable person with knowledge about the situation, so not some random stranger, but others who are reading it, if any of the other readers could reasonably figure out who this is talking about, it is not necessary that the statements specifically identify a person for the statements to be considered defamation. What is defamation? It is a false statement of fact about a person or company, and that false statement has a likelihood to harm their reputation or lower them in the esteem of the listeners or viewers or the public. I'll give you an example. Let's say somebody says, I have reason to believe that a hockey coach in our community is sexually or has sexually abused 2 children who are players on his team. And by the way, let's assume it's false. So clearly it's a false statement of the type that would harm someone's reputation. The question is, by saying a hockey coach in our community, is that specific enough to identify who that person is? Well, the judge or jury is just going to say, would a reasonable person who's seeing that statement be able to figure out who it's likely referring to? If there are only 2 coaches in the community, that's going to be more likely considered defamation, an identity of who that person is. Let's say you have a child playing hockey. There may be an assumption that it's the coach on your child's team. If there have been rumors about a hockey coach and improprieties, a reasonable person may assume you're talking about that person. If you are putting that comment on a thread talking about a specific hockey coach, and then you throw it on there in context, a reasonable person could assume you're talking about that hockey coach. So as you can see, it's very much going to depend on the facts and circumstances. A judge or jury will take a look at that and say, would a reasonable person conclude that it's most likely this particular individual? And if so, that's sufficient enough to identify them, and thus it would be a defamatory statement. If you found this video helpful and you would like more educational videos like this, feel free to subscribe to this channel. If you have other questions, put them in the comments below. I'm Aaron Hall, an attorney for business owners and entrepreneurial companies. You can learn more about me at aaronhall.com. And if you'd like to sign up for our free resources, go to aaronhall.com/free. It was great to be with you here today.